I think a lot of people after 30 begin to question their choices and think, oh, if I could just go back in time and change XYZ thing, my life would be completely different.
This is literally your first try. You know what I'm saying? You're not on the second, the third, the 16th. No, this is your first try. You know what I'm saying? Like, just try to remember that. Anytime you like beating yourself up or like, damn, if I did this in the past, life would have been like that. Nigga, chill, bro. Is 30 old? Let's find out. Video by Antonio Talks, you feel me? Let's hop right into it.
So as I'm currently recording this video, it is December 31st, aka New Year's Eve. The reason I did quotations right there is because we all know the real New Year's is in April when springtime hit, but I digress. Tomorrow is New Year's.
Makes sense.
And that will mark 10 years since everybody's favorite year, 2016. It also puts us closer to the year
2016 was peak, bro. That shit was peak, bro. I hope 10 years later it continues to be peak. You feel me?
Then the year 2000, which is just mind-blowing. And also for me personally, I turn 25 next year. Yes, I know. Hit me with the unks. But in today's video, man, I want to like do a part to my pushing 30 video. It was only 5 minutes long, very short, but I was basically talking about ageism and how my generation, Gen Z, we are so fixated on age and being young forever. Now 30 years old, to a lot of younger people, it seems very old. When I was in my teens and when I was younger, I thought the same thing. Now that I'm getting closer and closer to that age, it's like it's still very young. Now y'all know I always gotta bring race into everything. That's just me. But I recently came across a tweet and it was interesting to me. Someone tweeted, "Black people gotta let that 30 years old mentality go." I'm pretty sure that's rooted in some subhuman slavery bullshit. He might not be wrong. That's why we gonna look into it. So I just looked up the lifespan of slaves in America. The average lifespan of an enslaved person in America varied, but was tragically short, with some estimates for the US around 30 to 36 years, while brutal sugar plantations in the Caribbean saw life expectancies as low as 7 to 9 years. Golly. Damn. So I'm not trying to reach or anything, but we can see that correlation right there. Now, you know, I find this funny because I don't think, like, in the white community, I'm not white, so I don't know, but as far as like when I hear them talk, I don't think they use 30 as a very old marker. I came across this conversation and these dudes were talking. It was in some like podcast. They were all white men, and I swear one of them was like, "Man, we just some kids whole time." Them niggas was like 28, 29. I'm like, I don't, what's a kid? And maybe this was just an instance, but I don't know. Now I want to move away from race because in my honest opinion, I feel like we just live in a generation, white or black, everyone is fixated on age. Everyone wants to be the youngest to do things. If you listen to any of these high schoolers, bro, they want the fastest car now. They want millions of dollars, and it's just like at the snap of a finger, no work put in at all. And what people don't understand is, man, you're gonna get the best satisfaction during the grind. Like, it's the anticipation, you know, until getting to your goal. I like to make the analogy for all my gamers, right? Everybody played GTA 5 online. When you was level 1, when you was grinding that game, when you was getting to that, you know, trying to get to level 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, that was when it was the most fun. When you got to the highest level and you had all the mansions, all the cars, all the guns, it was boring. You know what I'm saying? And this is why we see so many rich people nowadays, influencers saying they got mental problems. Castanet coming out saying he had mental problems. And a lot of people can't fathom that money don't equate to happiness. Although money does make things easier, it will not automatically equate to happiness. And I think the thing is, bro, with Castanet, even not even to pivot, me and him around the same age. I think he's 23, I'm 24, but Kai is, shit, that nigga done did everything. Any accomplishment you want to think about, man, he's most famous, most money, met LeBron James, like, damn, nigga, I want to meet LeBron. You know what I'm saying? He's done did all that, so maybe he just feel, you know? But to get back on track, man, you know, even the age of 30, 40, 50, these ages aren't old. Some of the most successful people in the world didn't hit their stride until maybe mid-30s, early 40s, you know? Everybody's on a different chapter in their life. Things are going to happen at different times, man. So stop stressing over your age, all right?
I'm 40 and I wasted my life. I've got nothing to show for it. No house, no savings, no career that I'm proud of. And if you're in your 20s or even your early 30s and you think you've got time, I'm telling you right now, you don't. In my 20s, I thought I was, you know, super deep and cool, and, you know, because I had tattoos and, you know, I knew some obscure bands and you know, played drums, and I thought being different was a personality. I wasn't building anything real. I was just chasing sex and novelty, you know, hooking up with women because I was addicted to the high, not the connection, just the rush. I wasted so many hours just trying to get, you know, validation from people who didn't care if I lived or died. At the end of the day, I thought my life was meaningful because it looked
okay. That's a good point, man. It never live your life for others, okay? You know what I'm saying?
100%.
Don't live for your parents. And if you are a parent, bro, don't lose yourself trying to do all this stuff for your kids. Like, you know, I'm a parent. I'm a young parent of 3. You know what I'm saying? This gonna be one of my goals this year is just to kind of get back into doing a lot of things I was doing before a parent. Like, you know, I used to always go play basketball. I used to go to the gun range a lot. But when I became a father, like, so I had twins first, you know what I'm saying? So that was a handful. Me and my girl, like, we was stressing. Then we had another one. But things are getting easier now, you know what I'm saying? So one of our goals for this new year is to, like...
He's 24 with 3 kids? I knew he had kids. I just didn't know he had 3. Boy, you been getting busy, boy. I can't even lie, Antonio.
Prioritize ourselves more. You got to be the best version of yourself for your kids. So, you know, always put yourself first, but also, you get what I'm saying, bruh.
Yeah,
damn, why am I getting mad? Hold up, because y'all get what I'm saying, bruh, right?
Look cool on MySpace. But, all I was doing was burning through the most valuable years of my life.
I think a lot of people after 30 begin to question their choices and think, oh, if I could just go back in time and change XYZ thing, my life would be completely different. Right, no. But I actually watched this show recently that completely changed my perspective on a lot of this. It's called Becoming Erica. I'll give you a summary of the first episode. So Erica is...
I'm finna give y'all a word of advice. Look. I came to this realization in the end of 2025, you feel me? Like, you got to stop being hard on yourself. You know what I'm saying? You got to stop beating yourself up. The whole 9 yards, you feel me? Because, bro, when you zoom out and look at the bigger picture, this is your first time doing any of this shit. You feel me? Everybody on the earth, this is their first time on the earth. You feel me? It's your first time. This is my first time doing YouTube. This is my first time breathing. My first time being 24. You know what I'm saying? This is your first try, bro. This is literally your first try. You know what I'm saying? You're not on the 2nd, the 3rd, the 16th. No, this is your first try. You know what I'm saying? Like, just try to remember that. Anytime you like beating yourself up or like, damn, if I did this in the past, life would have been like that. Nigga, chill, bro. You know what I'm saying? Limited information, but you try to, make a decision with good intentions. That's it. It's fine. You feel me? It was your first try, though. You feel me? You got to remember that. Like, hey, I ain't never done this shit before. I did this shit to the best of my ability in the best way that I know how. That's all I know. You know what I'm saying? You're not God. You know what I'm saying? God know everything. Past, present, future. That's what they say. So he already been through it infinite amount of times. You feel me? So he should be perfect at it. You know what I'm saying? But me and you, this is our first time here. You know what I'm saying? We didn't even ask to be here, for one. 2, we can't beat ourselves up because we failing or not doing good enough. You know what I'm saying? When this your first time here, gang. You know what I'm saying? When you zoom out and look at that, you actually are doing pretty good for your first time on the earth. You know what I'm saying? I realized that shit on my birthday, then I realized it again at the end of 2025. So yeah, excuse me. I just want to drop that, word of knowledge on y'all, bro. Like, it's your first time, bro. Your first time. Just remember that shit. You know what I'm saying? Let's get back to it.
2-year-old woman, she ends up going through a breakup. She gets a therapist. She tells this therapist that she wishes she could go back in time to some pretty pivotal events in her life and change them because she thinks that if she would be able to change them, her life would be completely different. So this therapist actually has the power to let her go back in time and change some of these events. So the first event was high school prom. What had happened originally was that she got really drunk. A bunch of her friends made fun of her. She ruined the night. And so this time when she went back, she decided not to drink at all. But then what ended up happening, because she decided to not drink at all, her friends got mad at her. One of her friends got too trashed because she was mad at her for not drinking with her at all, and then ended up staining her dress, and then the friend ended up going into the hospital. Erica had to watch her while she's going to the hospital. Meanwhile, the guy that she was trying to dance with at prom ends up making out with another woman. The main point of the episode and the show in general is that Erica keeps going back to certain memories in her life and trying to change them, thinking that if she could just do the right thing this time, that everything in her life would have been different. But instead of it actually being better, a lot of times a new problem ends up happening. And I think the reason this is so important...
That's the thing, because 100% is going to be different. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be different 100%. But is it going to be better? It could be better. It could be even worse. You know what I'm saying? My father died when I was 12. You get what I'm saying? So imagine for the last 12 years of my life growing up without a father. You know what I'm saying? There's not a day that passes where I'm not like, bro, I wish I can go back in time and go back to that day when he dropped me off at my mama crib you know, and you know, drove, going to do what he doing, and you know, later that night, boom, right? Oh, if only I just told him, let me just stay in the car and ride with him. Da, da, da. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? Who knows? Yeah, probably. You know, if I would have went through with that, stayed in the car, let's say, right? Let's say he didn't die that day. You know what I'm saying? But he would have died tomorrow, or maybe it would have been my mom or my brother or my sister. You know what I'm saying? Like, you never know. You know what I'm saying? This shit happened for a reason. The way it already is happening. You feel me? That's why I said, you know, a minute ago, you gotta make decisions with limited information. You know what I'm saying? Whether the information is good or bad, it's up to you if you know it at that point in time. You feel me? I've experienced that multiple times before. You know what I'm saying? Where I thought I had good knowledge, good information, you know what I'm saying, executed a decision, then come to find out later on, not only was it a bad decision, but it was tainted information. You know what I'm saying? But you got to work with what you got in that moment. You know what I'm saying? In that moment, you're not going to know if it's bad or not, you know? But you can't just forever and ever, amen, keep looking back at that moment where you made that bad decision. You know what I'm saying? Where you made that decision to be like, dang, I should have chose B instead of choosing A, bro. Oh my gosh, bro. If I chose B, I would have been a millionaire right now, bro. I would have had a BMW. You know what I'm saying? You can't be doing that, bro. Because it's already happened. You know what I'm saying? It's already happened. Just keep pushing for tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? That's the one thing you can change, today and tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? You can't change yesterday, but you could prepare for tomorrow. You know what I'm saying?
A lot of times people, as they get older, they tend to look back on their younger days and think that they should have done a bunch of things differently, not realizing that their environment was different than it was now. And a lot of times how we act is based off of our environment. So for example, for me, of course, I wish that I could go back into high school and middle school because I was a really big people pleaser. Because I was a people pleaser, I had a lot of issues growing up. A lot of my friends would kind of, secretly bully me. I was kind of the laughing stock of my friend circle. I ended up actually being homeschooled sophomore year because I was getting so bullied. And of course, I would love a world where I could just go back and change things and make myself more confident, thinking that it might get me better results. But the truth is that me being more confident or me being more kind isn't going to make my environment less mean.
Ageism don't work on me. Nigga, I felt younger the day I turned 30. Turning 30 is beautiful. This is my age gap right here. I felt a little out of place in my 20s anyways. But you never gonna tell me I'm too old for shit. Nigga, I'd be 100 years old still posting. I don't give a fuck. But why is it that these young people think the older you get, the less value you have? What are y'all gonna do when y'all turn 25, 30? You just gonna give up on life and stop enjoying yourself?
Right. That's the thing, bro. Like, you will see somebody having fun. They'll be like, nigga, you 30. Go start a family. And that shit be funny.
You know what I think it is?
Time, but it really be like, damn, what's up with y'all? Why y'all so miserable?
Actually saying that, like, 30 now is different. We built social media, bro. We are like grandfathered into all this new age shit that y'all love. We was here when Instagram was just selfies, nigga, and people posting just random shit from work. Like, we was here when Facebook wasn't shit. We was here when MySpace was the shit. Why would we disappear as this bunch of snot-nosed ass kids that don't know history pop up? Nigga, I ain't going nowhere. So that, oh, you're 30, that shit don't work on me. Especially as a rapper. Because all the best rappers right now is like 30, 35 plus, nigga.
Yeah.
Like, Clips just dropped a classic. I don't give a fuck what nobody said. That shit's amazing. All the old nigga Slick Rick just dropped an album. Common and Pete Rock just dropped an album. Like, you're not going to tell me I'm too old for nothing. J. Cole is in his late 30s. Drake is in his late 30s. Kendrick is in his late 30s. A lot of these 20-some-year-old niggas don't last longer than a year or two.
They don't. That's when, like, the current span of rappers, they come in early teens, late 20s, they out the door soon. And one thing I'm noticing is that all the OGs, they still in the game. The rappers, when I was a kid, they still in the game. Drake, Kendrick, Cole, them niggas. I remember when they first came out, I was in damn near elementary school. They still a lot, they still popping. That shit crazy. It's just something about the generation, like, we just want shit too fast. And, you know, you gotta slow down. You gotta build up organically. You know what I'm saying? You gotta build it up organically, like, at a pace. One thing I'm realizing, bro, if you just shoot up, you're not really building a fan base. It's gonna be hard.
Because they riding trends. Hell, Playboy Cardi is the same age as me. Nigga, you will never tell me I'm too old for shit. I'll be 100 years old spitting bars, nigga, dropping content. You can't stop this shit. Ageism can kiss my ass, and you kids better learn how to get used to growing the fuck up, because it don't stop. Life don't stop when you turn 25, nigga.
That's it for this video, man. I just want to hop on here real quick and just talk. You know what I'm saying? It's New Year's.
Yeah, man. all that ageism shit, you can take that shit out the door, bro. You gonna reach 30 regardless. You feel me? You gonna reach 35. You gonna reach 40, 50. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter. It's good to grow up. You know what I'm saying? I know when we was younger, we used to be like, I can't wait to be a grown up. I can do whatever what I want and da. And then now that we on this side, it's like, oh no, I want to be a kid again. That's when I had the freedom and da. Right? Either way, bro, it's just two different views through the same lens. It's just one lens got older, bro. That's the only difference. You know what I'm saying? Simple as that, bro. Simple as that. But yeah, shoot, leave a comment down below. Let me know how you feel about the video. You feel me? Leave a like. Thank you. I appreciate you leaving a like. You feel me? Because we wasn't going to move forward until you hit that like button. So I appreciate you hitting that like button. Yeah, make sure you subscribe. Again, comment down below. Let me know how you feel about the video. And if you agree with everything I said, or if you agree with nothing I said and you want to argue, hey, let me know. Come on, let's talk in the comments. You feel me? But hey, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.